Jimi Hendrix, the guitar virtuoso who redefined rock music. Anyone who has ever tried to articulate the profound impact Jimi Hendrix had on the guitar knows just how challenging that task can be. Today we have a general understanding of what a rock and roll guitarist sounds like, but let's not overlook that many of the techniques we now consider standard were pioneered by Hendrix himself. Think about it. Guitarists performing tricks like playing with their teeth behind their backs or expertly manipulating feedback for artistic expression all owe a debt to the innovation of Hendrix. In the midst of all the excitement surrounding his performances, it can be easy to forget just how superbly talented he was as a musician. While he wasn't the first to infuse blues into rock music, his approach was distinctly different. Unlike Eric Clapton, who reverently sought to emulate his blues heroes, Hendrix aimed to elevate and transcend those influences. His landmark album, Are You Experienced?, certainly contains echoes of blues legends such as Muddy Waters and Robert Johnson. Yet it also incorporates the emotional depth reminiscent of Curtis Mayfield, alongside lyrical motifs that predate the singer-songwriter movement, seen in tracks like May This Be Love. Even more fascinating are songs like Manic Depression, which explore genres that hadn't yet been fully defined. This genre blending was a hallmark of Hendrix's artistry. He perceived music as a vast palette rather than a rigid framework, allowing him to fluidly transition between styles based on the mood or moment. His capacity to innovate and improvise was strikingly evident in Electric Ladyland, where his jazz-influenced experimentation could have easily allowed him to stand shoulder to shoulder with jazz greats. Much of this fearless experimentation stemmed from his wide-ranging musical tastes, which were also influenced significantly by the Beatles. While they began their career as a quintessential teen pop band, by the time Hendrix emerged, they had transformed into profound musical innovators. When he lent his electrifying energy to their iconic track Sgt. Pepper's, it showcased not just his virtuosity, but also a mutual inspiration. Hendrix was always attuned to their evolving sound. The Beatles represented a pivotal reference point for any band aspiring to create meaningful change in music. Although Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention pursued radical musical challenges, the White Album by the Beatles took listeners on a mesmerizing journey through numerous musical styles, making each one resonate beautifully. While many of the Fab Four admired Hendrix's craft, he remained humble, acknowledging his recognition of their unparalleled excellence. He once expressed, "I think it's good. They're one group that you can't really put down because they're just too much." Paul McCartney was the big bad Beatle, the beautiful cat who got us the gig at the Monterey Pop Festival. That was our start in America. Everything was perfect. Though Hendrix never formally signed with Apple Records, his unforgettable performances made it clear that he was indeed a monumental force in music. His roots lay in the pioneers of early rock like Little Richard and Chuck Berry, yet his artistry was vividly painted with a broader musical palette. By the close of the 1960s, both he and the Beatles had laid down an inspiring blueprint for the vast possibilities within the rock genre. It's nothing short of a tragedy that Hendrix's full potential remains lost to us due to his untimely passing in the 1970s. Had he continued to evolve alongside the Beatles, there's a strong likelihood that he would still be pushing musical boundaries today. Whether performing with the Jimi Hendrix Experience, Band of Gypsies, or as a solo artist, every record by Hendrix invites listeners into a world of unpredictable creativity and new musical horizons.